The atmosphere turned sour for Islam Makhachev after news surfaced that the Russian had declined a fight against Ilia Topuria. The MMA community wasted no time criticizing the lightweight champion over this news, mainly claiming that Islam Makhachev was afraid to face Ilia Topuria and wasn't keeping his word, as he had previously stated he would fight anyone. Check out exactly what is being said about this situation, what Charles Oliveira commented regarding Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, and what his next steps will be in the lightweight division. First, take a look at the statement Charles Oliveira gave to the Oddsmaker website, where he confidently claims he could knock out Ilia Topuria in a potential fight. He also revealed his next steps in the division and commented on a potential title fight against Islam Makhachev. "I'm crazy about fighting and I'm looking for my next fight. You can see on my social media that I've been posting a lot about it. I'm just waiting for the call. But as everyone knows, I'm just a Zuffa employee, so I have to wait. There's nothing I can do. The division is very complicated. I believe I deserve to be next in line, but I work for Zuffa. People are talking about Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and Ilia Topuria. I'm just waiting for the call. I don't know who it will be. There are talks, but I simply don't know. I'll fight whoever they tell me to fight. I have nothing but respect for Ilia Topuria, but this is lightweight. It's the toughest division you've ever seen, and I have power in my hands. I believe in my jiu-jitsu, but I also believe I can knock out Ilia Topuria. I was talking about fighting Max Holloway for the BMF belt, but it looks like he'll be fighting Dustin Poirier. To be honest, I want to fight for the title. I believe I deserve it. Makhachev won't fight for a while, and that's why the BMF idea came up. I want to fight for the title no matter what. Now, I'm just waiting for the call." Chael Sonnen also made a controversial statement, taking the opportunity to speak about Charles Oliveira. He claimed that a rematch between Oliveira and Makhachev would be embarrassing for the Brazilian, who would get dominated even more easily than in their first fight. Islam Makhachev was heavily criticized for supposedly turning down the fight against Ilia Topuria, but Sonnen came to the Russian's defense, saying it's an insult to suggest that Islam Makhachev is afraid of any fighter.
My first sense is that's fake news, and it's a real insult to Islam. I don't believe that Islam's scared to fight anybody. I don't believe it to be any more than a rumor. I also think it's a little bit insulting to be the one to have to ask Islam, will you fight a 45-pounder, considering that would make the third 45-pounder that Islam was forced to face, and the only thing Islam has ever told us is that he himself would like to change weights. Somebody somewhere with influence wants to see Charles Oliveira get his ass kicked again by Islam Makhachev. It's not me. It's not any reasonable person. It's not anybody that cares about Charles. It's not even anybody I know, but I do know for sure that person exists. And just to get that person and their bright little idea to go away for good, I would be happy to do that fight one more time. Everybody, the grappling, of the jiu-jitsu, of the wrestling, of the punching, of the boxing, of the cagemanships, of the damage, of the control, all of it favored Islam. It couldn't be any worse of a beating.
Daniel Cormier also weighed in on the possibility of Islam Makhachev facing Ilia Topuria. In Cormier's opinion, this is the fight that needs to happen, especially since Topuria is on the rise and remains undefeated, which makes this matchup even more exciting.
Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Yes. Book it. Gaethje versus Sarukian. Book it. Whoever wins fights Makhachev. That's it right there. That's it. Oliveira, go down to New Orleans, fight Dustin Poirier. If you win again, you're next after that guy. There it is. That's it. Oliveira fits the bill. Oliveira is a former champion, a big name. He could be the type of guy Poirier would want to fight in his retirement fight. Ilia Topuria has gone up to 155 pounds, and he seems to be a guy that could fight for a belt, or could fight for the title. Ilia's, when I tell you it's going to surprise you, wouldn't be surprising if it's him versus Islam, because him versus Islam is kind of a fight almost expect whenever you have a guy like the champion going up to another weight class and have a dominant champion that's beaten so many guys in that weight class that he's going up to. I don't know that Islam should fight him first. For Makhachev, He goes and beats Ilia Topuria, right? People will say he beat Volk, he beat Ilia Topuria, he beat Charles Oliveira, and he beat Renato Moicano. Seems pretty good. That's 5 title fight wins. But in that, it would say, well, he's defended the belt 3 times against featherweights. Because at the end of the day, guys, it doesn't matter what you do or in high regard you hold someone. The fact that he was the champion in a lower weight class is what's going to be pointed to the moment Islam beats him. Because anytime you have a dominant champ, anytime, you look for reasons to discredit them. Happens all the time.
Ian Garry also made headlines after making a strong statement on his social media, responding to why he wasn't chosen for a welterweight title fight after Shavkat got injured. The Irish fighter had an extremely competitive bout against the current #1 contender, and in theory, he should be next in line for the title.
When am I fighting again? I would like to fight International Fight Week, June 28th. I don't care who, I don't care who they want to put in front of me. I just want to fight and I want to prove that I'm the best in the world. Do I think I won the fight against Shavkat? No. I believe on that night and to this day that Shavkat won 3 rounds and I won 2. But I was very close to winning that fight. I definitely prioritized defense in the first 2 rounds to not let the guy get any steam. And then I picked it up in rounds 3, 4, 5. And I believe like that was when the momentum shifted and I started to dominate. In my mind, I was a takedown away from winning that fight, and I would love to run it back one day, and I would love to avenge that loss, and I'm excited to because I believe that guy is going to hold the belt one day. We said it, we both knew it, we would cross paths one day, and I said it that week at Fight Week. I believe me and Shavkat are going to meet each other far more than once in our careers. Oh, here we go. Why amn't I fighting for a title? I had a chat with my agent, and I rang him when I heard when he told me about this news, and I was livid. Still am to this day. You know, I had a #1 contenders fight where the guy now has to get knee reconstruction and is out for a year. But you know, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. I didn't stab his knee 20-something times and boot the leg off. I'm not fighting for a world title because I'm coming off a loss and they're giving it to a guy who's been injured for a year and they think that's more exciting, but they're wrong. The world title fight was meant to be Shavkat Rakhmonov taking on Belal Muhammad for the world title. But Shavkat apparently is out injured. I wonder how that happened. Now they're pulling in a guy who hasn't fought in a year because he's had an operation on his forearm because he broke it in his last fight and hasn't fought in a long time and hasn't been active. So they're giving it to Jack Della Maddalena to fight Belal Muhammad because I'm coming off a loss. That's okay. Don't worry, I'll get you all. You're all mine.
Well guys, it looks like Islam Makhachev is facing a wave of criticism from fans, and many people still believe the Russian is doing everything he can to avoid Ilia Topuria, since the Georgian truly poses a major threat in the lightweight division. But what do you think? Will Ilia Topuria be the next challenger for Islam Makhachev? How do you see this fight playing out? Leave your thoughts in the comments so we can chat about it. If you're a true MMA fan and love staying up to date on everything happening in the fight world, you definitely won't want to miss these 2 other videos on the screen. Both are extremely important, and I'm sure you'll enjoy them while getting caught up on the latest MMA news. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like to help spread the content. See you next time.